Hello my friends, this is going to be a quick video and hopefully it will save you a lot of money over your lifetime, and it has to do with customer service. When you call into these gear companies, in fact my brother-in-law Mike P. Hiker, he can't get over the service that I usually get when I call into customer service. Now I've dealt with Big Agnes, Snow Peak, Climate, and who else? Oh, the latest customer service experience was yesterday with Cedar Summit, and that's the one I'm going to review with you today. But he can't get over the service I get, and he says he's not that lucky. But there is a technique that they use if they train correctly, and I'm gonna call it, and I think the name of it is HEAT, and I'm gonna type up here HEAT, HEAT. And of course you calling customer service or the repair or warranty department, they know you're not calling them to wish them a happy holiday. They know they're gonna take some heat. That's where the H comes from. Now when I called Cedar, well actually yesterday, Cedar Summit, I went to the website and filled out the application for the warranty, and of course I had to have my receipt for when I bought this particular pillow here. It's a Arios Lodge. I filled out the form, and they want proof of purchase. Fortunately, that's something, if you don't and haven't realized by now, that anytime you buy gear for camping, whether it's a backpack, tent, trekking poles, stoves, pillows, sleeping bags, you must have a receipt. That's your diploma to get you in the door. You must have the receipt for proof of purchase. So I filled out the form, attached the picture of the receipt from REI, because I bought it at REI in 2015. So I waited 2 days and never heard nothing back. So I went again to check their website, and this time I found a telephone number. So I said, well, let me call them and at least inquire that they did get my email. I don't mind waiting, but let me make sure they did get it. Anyway, so I called, and it started out, the number rung, and I couldn't hear anything, and I was fussing. What's wrong? You know, I could hear somebody in the background saying hello, hello. Anyway, then I realized I had my earbuds plugged into the phone, and so anyway, finally got it up to my ear, and by then the girl on the other end was laughing because she could hear me say, well, oh, there's my earbud, let me put it in my ear. Anyway, we had a laugh right off the bat. We bonded right then and there, because I said, I think she may have experienced that. She knew exactly what was happening. But anyway, I asked who it was. She said her name was Carol. And so I went into I give her a little heat, because this pillow, I said on the campsite last weekend, spending the night at the campsite, this pillow went flat on me during the night. A couple of times I had to stop and blow it up. Anyway, so I give her a little heat. I didn't blast her with, I hate your product and what's wrong with you guys, this thing went flat and I cracked my neck and this and that. I didn't give her none of this. Give her a little heat. And the next thing I heard was the E and the A, which is the heat. I just give her. So I'm looking for empathy and maybe an apology. And sure enough, right on cue, Carol comes up with, that's not good. I wouldn't want that to happen to me or anybody. So there, the E, the empathy and the apologies was together. So we're moving past the HEA. So now we're looking at the T, which is treat. How they going to treat this situation? And bless her heart, the next thing that came out of her mouth was, well, John. Now she knew my name, because from my email she called me John, and of course if you know their name, it's always nice to call their name. Everybody likes to hear their name, believe it or not. It's just like music to the ears. So she said, all right, John, here's what you need to do so I can take care of this today. I heard take, the T, care of this today. I heard all those T's in there, the treatment. So, oh man, by then she had me wrapped around her little finger. If she'd have said jump, I'd have said, how high, Carol? But anyway, so what she wanted was she was going to deal with it right then and there instead of me. Because if I had to give her too much grief, she could have said, well, finish filling out the form again and hung up and let it go at that. But as it was, she was willing to take care of it today. Wonderful tea. So anyway, she had me take a picture of the product, which I did, and she gave me her direct email, which was carol@seatosummit.com, of course. Anyway, she got that, and then she said she needed me to do another favor. She wanted me to put it in a bucket of water because she was trying to identify where the leak was. Actually, originally I could have swore it was going to be around the valve, but actually this particular valve system they have, it's pretty reliable. But I dabbed it with soapy water, was no leak there, not at all. There was nothing nowhere around it. So I filled it up, blew it up with air, and put it in the bucket of water and squeezed it, and air came out everywhere. So I knew inside was, I'm gonna call it an inner tube. It's a plastic bag, and we're gonna open it up and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. But anyway, there was an inner tube in there, and it must have had a hole in it because air, how could air come out all over the backside everywhere? So anyway, since she's going to try to get me out one today, treating it. So she asked me to cut it open and see if I could identify a batch number. She's looking for some part number, batch number. So they was trying to identify when it was made in case they had other problems. So what I did, as her instruction, I took a pair of scissors and I cut this open and pulled the bag out. And I tell you the truth, here's what it looks like here. Tell you the truth, I was curious just where the hole was myself. So I blew it up, and I found the hole. I said I found it. It was actually along this seam here. Let me see. Oh, here it is. It's along this. Is that it? No, that ain't it. Geez, I'm gonna have to. Let me blow it up here so I can find it. No, I feel it. Yeah. See right there along. See right there along that seam right there. See, I can stick my finger right in there. So anyway, it was right along that seam, and if you can see right there, it's kind of cut in when they sheared it off. I hope you can see that. I've got my screen covered up, so I can't tell what you're looking at. I can't watch myself. But anyway, if you can see, I can see right when it gets right there, it went in just a little bit. So that was what we would call the weak spot. But anyway, this is what it looks like in there. And I got a brand new one coming on the way. Now, what it was, the program that they learn is called HEAT, H-E-A-T, where they will take the heat and then they'll empathize, apologize. Sometimes they come together, empathy and apologize. And then what you're looking for is the treatment, the T. You waiting for the hair that. And once that's done, you've done the dance with her or with them. So we danced with somebody. I want to feel the heat from, oh, that's Whitney Houston. That's not, that's all right. So anyway, so you do the dance, and that's the way it works. So it's called HEAT, H-E-A-T, heat. Give them the heat, but you let the process flow that way, and it always works out. For me, it does anyway. Now Z-Paks, I've dealt with their customer service, and you have to deal with email. They don't, you can't call them. So, but it's the same process, even in the email. You give them a little heat. What happened to the product, and they'll apologize, empathize with you, and then you'll hear what they're going to do. I'll send you out a new one. You send back this one, or whatever. I'll show the proof of purchase. But anyway, that's how it works. HEAT, H-E-A-T, and that's the technique they use. But now that I've revealed that to you, you see, you let the process flow, and you'll get treated correctly. Now I took this off so I can see myself. Now I'm looking right at myself instead of where I should be looking over. But anyway, I was wondering how that hole got in that inner. Let me put this back up here. I was wondering how that hole could have possibly gotten in there. And what it is, I did watch, when I originally bought it, I did watch how they folded it up and got it back in this little sack. And since 2015, I've always, when I've used it, I've always rolled it back up and put it back in this little sack. But I'm wondering if I'm doing that I may have stretched, because it was right at the back of this. It was right at the back of this inner tube, right at that weak spot, that maybe it's stretched like this and rolling it up so little, like you have to do to get it back in that bag. Now this is not how you do it, but you can, that maybe I stretched it. So now I'm wondering if I shouldn't just maybe stuff it, roll it like a hot dog, roll it like that and put it in the backpack that way. So I don't know. That's just information from me. Thanks for watching.